Good afternoon. I have the absolute pleasure of having Megan Werner with me here today. This is a very, very special young lady. She's 13 and she's written a book. It's Up to Me. 7 Ways to Make a Difference. What makes her even more special, she's been interviewed on radio together with T. Harv Ekker's lead trainer, Doug Nelson. So I wanted to get to know Megan a little bit better, get inside her head, why she wrote the book. Let's start off. Tell us, why did you write this book?
Well, at first my parents had the idea of writing their own book, and I really thought it was really crazy. And then they wrote the book, and at the National Achievers Congress, where Nick Vujicic, the guy with no arms and legs, spoke, I saw what a big difference their book made. So I decided I also wanted to make a big difference, and I decided to write my own book.
What's the book all about?
It's about making a difference in other people's lives, because often we go through life without noticing where we can make a difference, and it makes you aware that you can make a difference, big or small.
Megan, you speak about the 7 ways to make a difference. Now, I haven't read your book, but I've gone through it, and I've seen how you speak about it's good to give, have fun, life is a gift. But I think the one that really got to me was feel the fear and do it anyway. Why do you talk about that?
Because many people are too comfortable in their own comfort zone, and they don't know what it is like to be out of their comfort zone. And if you aren't out of your comfort zone, you're not going to grow your comfort zone.
That's an amazing response for someone your age. But I want to ask you, have you done anything scary and overcome it, or felt so scared but you did it anyway?
I've done fire walking, where you walk on 2000 degrees Fahrenheit colds barefoot without burning.
Really? And how did you feel about it?
It was very exciting. And
weren't you scared?
Not at all. I was scared beforehand, but afterwards I definitely do it again.
Okay, so how did you tell yourself to overcome that fear?
Tony Robbins taught me how to overcome and what to do, how to do it, and I just followed the steps and did it.
Okay, did you do that with your family? Were you alone?
We went to London and the whole family did it together.
Okay, so that must have been a really, really amazing experience for you.
Yes.
I've done a firewalk, so I know what the challenge is like at the beginning, and you feel absolutely amazing afterwards, isn't it?
Yes, yes I did.
Have you done anything else that was really quite out there that not many people get to do?
3 highlights were arrow breaking, where you break an arrow through your throat, with your throat, not through your throat, and public speaking, where I've spoken in front of 5,000 people, and then another thing is writing a book. That's definitely out of a comfort zone.
I'm sure. I want to look at the public speaking first. So what happened? How did you end up speaking in front of 5,000 people?
We went to the Nick Vujicic course, where it was the National Achievers Congress, where they asked for a testimonial for MMI, and then they asked me, so I went and did the testimonial for MMI.
Oh, really? That was fantastic. And have you done any other public speaking as well?
I've done public speaking at Robin Banks and also at MMI.
Anything else that recently, anything to do with your book specifically that you got up to speak about?
Yes, I went to the Kiyosaki event, the women's event, and there I spoke in front of about 800 people.
Okay, all right. And then what was that like? You've now had an opportunity to get up and talk to a few people specifically about your book. What was that like for Megan, and did you have any other results coming out of that?
With the MMI, I got a radio interview, and with the women's event, I got Robert Kiyosaki to write the foreword for my book.
Really? You got Robert Kiyosaki to write the foreword for your book?
Yes.
How did you manage to do that?
I was fortunate enough to go to the Robert Kiyosaki Masters of Wealth, and I went to Robert Kiyosaki and asked him if he would write the foreword for my book, go through it, and if it's good enough, would he write the foreword for my book. So he picked up my book, went through it, and then he looked up to me and said I'd be on it too.
Fantastic. I mean, that's an absolute amazing achievement. First of all, for meeting Robert Kiyosaki, but also getting him to write your foreword. He won't just do that for anybody. Megan, I just want to speak a little bit about your own personal life and what you do at home and what you enjoy, just so that people can get to understand you a little bit better. I mean, not a lot of 13-year-old girls write their books. I see here that you enjoy modeling, hockey, swimming, fishing, and motivational speaking. And specifically modeling. What is it about modeling that really does it for you?
Well, my biggest dream about modeling is becoming Miss Universe, and I would really like to work hard and become Miss Universe.
Megan, you speak about wanting to become Miss Universe. What will it take to become Miss Universe?
I will definitely need to be exceptional, and it would take a lot of sacrifice, practice, persistence, and hard work.
So Megan, when you decided to write your book, how did it happen?
We were at the Nick Vujicic conference, and then my parents' book made a huge difference. So we went home and we were driving home, and then I said to my parents, I want to write a book so I can also make a difference.
Okay, but it wasn't as simple as that. I mean, there was, what did your parents say when you told them?
They were quite shocked, but then they said, that's fine, but then you have to do it by yourself and we're not going to do it for you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you, what did you do? How did you go about it?
I got up every morning at 4 o'clock to write the book so that I could get it finished.
Really?
Yes.
And how long did that take?
2 months it took.
2 months?
Yes.
And all the ideas and everything that's in this book are yours?
Yes.
Okay, so did your mom and dad help you at all?
I wrote all the stories, and my dad helped me to check the spelling, so he did all the editing, and my mom helped me with the formatting.
Amazing. So everything in here is Megan's?
Yes.
Well, you know what, people out there, if she can do it, I think all of us can do it. But I also want to, skimming through this, I see that your sister wrote one of the chapters. Which one was that?
It was chapter 7 of social media.
And why did you ask her to write that?
Because many people can make many mistakes that we can learn them not to make, and she's got more experience with them.
With social media?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that sounds amazing. And what kind of a response have you had from your friends and the school? And, you know, what have people said when you tell them that you've written a book?
I've got 2 sides. One is really positive and the people are so hyped up. And then I've got some where my best friends would just look like the book and say, oh, well, that's nice. And so that means they're jealous. So, yeah.
Okay, so you've learned to find out who your real friends are.
Yes.
Is that a big lesson that you've had to learn?
Definitely. And that's also a chapter in my book.
Okay. And what else have you learned while writing this book?
That you shouldn't listen to negative people, because people will tell you that you can't do this because they believe that they can't do it, so they tell you that you can't do it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So who do you mix with nowadays? Because I've seen you and your sister and your mom and dad at a lot of events, self-development courses. Why do you go, by the way?
To grow myself so that I can be the best that I want to be.
Really? And can you remember any of them that you really enjoyed or that you learned a lot?
The UPW, that was the Tony Robbins in London, where the whole family went to London. MMI, Millionaire Mind Intensive.
What did you learn there, by the way?
It's about your whole money blueprint. Yes, your life blueprint. You can do what you want to do, almost everything.
Okay, sounds interesting. So would you recommend other kids, other people, adults go to these events? Definitely.
It's really amazing, and it can change you in such a positive way.
But now, tell me, Megan, you've written a book at the age of 13. Are you going to write more?
Definitely, I will write more so that I can teach other people what I learned.
Have you thought of any ideas of what the topics are going to be about at this stage?
Not yet. I'm still trying to get this book perfect, but I told my parents I want to start writing a new one, and they said, just hang on a second.
Okay. Are you going to write one with your sister perhaps, or are you going to carry on doing one on your own?
We thought of doing public speaking together, so we'll probably do a book together.
Okay. Well, that sounds excellent. And what other plans do you have in the near future?
Probably doing camps, training others to do my material that I talk, and writing more books.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. And I want to congratulate you. I think you're very brave. It's not an easy thing to do. And if Megan here can do it, then the rest of us can also definitely aim high and reach high. Thank you very much.